I hate that we're picking up like a topic in the middle of it. To start part two. Yeah, this is part two of episode 172. I'm probably just gonna run it like the next day. And that just knocks out my two podcast requirement from the week. Because I'm contracted to do two podcasts like to myself. Shout out to Buck Equal Rights Media. I am founder, owner, CEO, COO,
Just say
everything.
CEO. You're the CEO of that.
We falling, big baby.
It's so funny when I press like these drops because she can't hear them.
I can't hear anything.
She doesn't have headphones. We gotta get her some headphones, maybe.
Maybe. I don't think I need them.
Nah, some of these drops might actually be about her.
What?
I'm joking. I'm joking. You know what?
Okay,
That's
anyways.
just like this funny drop I should play right now. Like, nope.
You're fired. You're fired. You're fired.
And that's a joke because she don't even know what the hell the drop is
I
saying.
don't know what's going on.
But no, so let's pick back up. We were talking about Russell Wilson being a cornball brother. And I don't think, because we took like such a long ass break, I don't think you really got into your feelings on Russell Wilson like as a woman. Because like as a man, I think this, but as a woman, we have to get a different perspective. So like from the woman, and I'm gonna say like let's say the casual, right? The casual like observer of Russell Wilson. Like what type of does he not come off as a cornball ass brother to you?
I wouldn't say cornball, but he's definitely like a gentleman. But I'm also different from most women, so my cornball to your cornball is completely different.
So do you like corny balls? So what's your cornball?
My cornball is more so like because I'm not really like in the dating field, I'm like the more so like the teacher's pet, right? Like the one that tries to make it seem like, no, I'm a goody goody and I know everything, like the know it all, the goody goody. To me, that's like a cornball. I don't follow sports. I don't know like what he does off the field to know like if that's who he is, because if that's who he is, then yeah, he's a cornball. But I don't know. From what I've seen, like from the Sierra point of view, the woman point of view, like he's a gentleman. He's actually been like real. Like he's showed her a whole lifestyle that she's not been used to, and it's something that like actually works for her, and especially because she has a son, like something that works for them. That's like healthy, that works for them.
But maybe she should stop dating rappers like Little Bow Wow and Future, and maybe Russell provides that stability in a guy that she wanted. But
Yeah.
did we hit the type part? Having a type.
No. No.
So yeah. So like Shannon was talking about like women having a type,
Yes.
and then you have the type that is Future, and the type that's Russell. And obviously those are two different types of guys. And if somebody told you they dated both of them, you'd be like, are you confused out here? Like, do you not know what your type is? Like, what are you doing here?
Mm-mm.
Right? Like it makes me think that it's almost like a trauma based decision, right? Like you go from, oh my gosh, because this guy put me through this. Oh my god, Future, the toxic king, all of this stuff, drinking lean, popping
Mhm.
pills, making all this music, talking about
Right.
women and objectifying women.
Mhm.
Um, that maybe she just went for a guy like Russ, a guy that's more elsewhere.
Uh-huh.
Because she was scorned by the relationship that's Future. And if you look at how it played out in the press, like there was some this is some nasty shit going on in that relationship as far as like lawsuits and stuff getting involved and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
again, I'm a man and that's how I process, you know what I'm saying, Team Future over here. Um
Yeah, you're very Team Future.
I'm a Future fan's a good rapper.
Uh-huh.
Mic to the mouth, please.
Right, but Future's a good rapper based on like words, right? That he uses and what he's saying, like the context.
No, he's a
Because you're
good
not just sitting here basing it off of like his rhythm, like his cadence of like, no, you're like basing it off of his words.
ish. I mean, I'm
So
more
you like that toxic masculinity.
not necessarily. So, and I had a conversation about this with the Future thing, right?
Mhm.
Because we were talking about Future, and people were trying to say, "Oh, so Russell's corny, but Future's cool." I'm like, no, I don't really think Future's cool. Like, like I like his music. I really like his music, but
Mhm.
he, in a Joe Butt Nicki Minaj interview, Nicki talked about how they're role models and how Future even talked about with her, he raps about, drinking lean and all this stuff, but he doesn't
Mhm.
necessarily consume drugs at the rate that we think based upon his music. And that's corny to me
Mhm.
because you got people who are actually listening to that music who are going through things and are like looking to consume lean or
Yep.
consume Xans, consume all these different narcotics in order to make
Yep.
themselves feel better. And you are painting that as a painting the picture that actually like makes you feel better, and it doesn't. So why the hell would you like put that out there just to make money? Again, it's your right to do what you want because it's your free
Yeah.
speech, and consumers should be smart enough to know that, hey, this is entertainment, but at the same time, when you have that much power and people take you at your word, even though like you're full of shit and people around you're full of shit, and you continue to do it and perpetuate these negative stereotypes, I think that's fucking corny too.
But I think that's what hip hop quotation marks is what it's about right now, right?
That's what it's always been about. Niggas lying in their raps. It's not new.
To a sense,
It's nothing new.
back in the 80s and 90s, they were actually talking about like what they lived, what they grew up as a kid, whether that's like what they did as an adult when they were rapping it, they were still talking about what they saw and lived as they were kids, right?
Some did, yeah.
Right. So the fact that most of these men nowadays, from what I know about these rappers, I won't even talk about men because there's a lot of women that like rap about some shit where I'm like, bro, I know you didn't deal with that shit. Like, stop. Like, it's just a part of the trend to
Right.
be like in it.
But what's the difference between a fictional rapper, a fictional musician, or a fictional artist? Like, or a fictional author. Like, remember, Beyonce said, if you like it, then you should have put a ring on it while she was still with Jay-Z and he hadn't put a ring on it yet.
Yeah, no, I don't know. To me, as like a consumer of all this shit, like I read about like their past, I read about their present to be like, all right, like they're not sitting here acting as if it's like some other shit where like who were we talking about?
We're talking about Russell Wilson and
Yeah.
Future.
No, where Future was over here like acting as if he had like all these bitches up the ass, which maybe he
does.
did,
He does.
but at the same time he had Sierra. So you're what are you playing with?
I mean,
Like, do you have both?
probably. I don't want to get in here and speak about who somebody's involved with outside of what we actually know.
You don't really
Um,
know anything
I
though.
don't, but when he speaks about some of his relationships with women, like
Mhm.
Future's music didn't go to like just toxic Future that people love really until after the Sierra relationship, which is where
Mhm.
like it sounds like that relationship ended, his heart got broken, and he's searching for something, and he's searching for that through quantity instead of quality. Again,
Right.
that's what the music tells me. I'm not speaking to what he's actually going through
Mhm.
because when he has the song Valentine's Day is the worst day, I got too many to please. Like, because you've created this space where you have all of these different people.
All these opportunities, right?
Yeah, like on certain days, that check comes due and you got to pay the piper. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
I don't live that life, but I feel like it's easier to entertain multiple women away from birthdays and holidays because you can just do different routine stuff where you're spending a certain amount of time with them. But especially if y'all aren't living together, like you can like come here this day, come here that day. Like, hey, can I come over? now? I'm busy right now. I gotta do this. Especially with him, he's a rapper. Oh, I'm in the studio. I'm at here. I got a show here. I got that. Whoop the whoop.
Right.
And but it becomes different when it's Valentine's Day because now you're gonna be with somebody. Who is it gonna be? And how do you work that in a way that you don't fuck up your options if that's what you're trying to do, if you're trying to keep them? You know what I mean? So again, I want to take it off of like Future and his women because that's like totally irrelevant to me and the life that I live because I don't fucking know, nor do I care. But like to bring it back to Russell Wilson, what I wanted to say is just like maybe he made that move toward Sierra made that move towards Russell because it was the polar opposite, and she had experienced what she'd gone through. And I mean, she dated Reggie Bush, she dated Bow Wow, she dated Future, she dated guys who may have been more into the limelight, more into multiple women. Because if you look at what Bow Wow said, like Bow Wow pretty much said he ain't gonna be with one woman, like he's not
For
doing that.
sure.
And now she found somebody who's gonna make a good, honest woman out of her. And again,
Sure.
people be acting like Sierra's fucking blameless and all this stuff. She's not.
No, I don't think anyone is.
No, not at all.
No.
I'm just not one to point fingers, and I think so often because Future puts out music that can make him the easy bad guy. That we just point
a little extra with this shit.
right, that we point every finger at Future for being the reason why the relationship didn't work, but there's things that we don't know about.